Hi, this is Shankar, and last time explained you in the last video explained you about planets which are at 0 degrees and 30 degrees, and they are known as ineffective planets. Planets till 0 to 2 and from 28 to 30 do not have power, and they are known as ineffective planets. But what happens when the planets, what is the use of these planets? What is the advantages of the planet when they are at 0 and 30 degrees, and what situations they help? Now let us understand the 6th, 8th, and 12th house are houses which are houses of enemies, diseases, debts, loan, fear, anxiety, losses, insolvency, uh, roaming aimlessly, hospitalization, etc. So these are houses which are not exactly good houses, and they create problems. So my whole thing, and without getting into the complications, the basics of astrology is that when these houses, the lords of these houses are weak, they will give positive results. That is, a weak house, lord of 6th, 8th, and 12th, will not be able to give the negative results of the houses. Assuming the lord of 6th is assuming we have Taurus as the this thing, then it becomes the lord of Lagna, and it becomes the lord of 6th house. Now, if Venus is at 0 degrees or at 30 degrees, then what happens is it will give positive results of the 6th house. It will not put you into issues of debts. It will not tell you to take loans. It will not get you into situations where you have to be extra competitive, etc. So, when the lord of 6th house is weak, it will give you good results of the 6th house. It will negate the negative results of the 6th house. And obviously, because it is a lord of second house, a lord of the first house also, it will also create an impact on the results of the first house, that is your Lagnesh, that is yourself, your body, and the things which are associated with the first house. So this is how you have to see things. Of course, one very important thing which I also explained in a video earlier is to see the significator of these houses. Where the significator of first house, sun, house is placed. If it is placed very strongly, it will create good impact of the first house. So significator of the house, other things have to be seen. But one thing, please remember that when the lords of 6th, 8th, and 12th become weak, they are rendered powerless, they tend to give good results. Be very clear on this. And this is one thing which you should see carefully while deciphering this thing. So also it will also create, it will not be, as I've explained, I'm trying to tell you again, that when it is the lord of the first house, as in the case of Taurus, and if Venus becomes weak, it will become good for 6th house, for certain elements of the 6th house, but it will create issues for the first house. It is not that you have to apply this rule, in isolation. You have to see, as I explained you, have to see the planets which are in the first house. They will start giving the impact. The planets which are expecting the first house, they are going to give impact. And I will also explain you in the next this thing, that how the weak planets or the malefics are turned into benefics. But for here, be very clear that when the lords of 6th, 8th, and 12th are at 0 degrees or at 30 degrees, between 0 to 2 and 28 to 30, they are weak, and they tend to give positive results. Also, when they are combust, lords of 6th, 8th, and 12th, when they combust on certain issues, they start giving positive results. You have to also understand that how the malefics behave and how the benefics behave. Malefics are good for non-live things, while benefics are good for live things. The malefics are good for non-live things, not very good for live things, and the benefics are good for live things and not good for non-live things. So you have to see also in those aspects. But for here, in this video, I want to explain you that when the lords of 6th, 8th, and 12th, they become weak, they become 0 degrees, they become 30 degrees, or they become combust, they tend to give positive positive results. Be sure on that. But they will also spoil another Kendra house, of which it is a lot of a good house, let's say 159, or the quadrants. It will also reduce the positive results of of that house. If a negative person, if a person who can do negative is rendered weak, he will not be able to do the negative thing. So they will become good for 6th, 8th, and 12th. Remember this, when the lords of 6th, 8th, and 12th, they become weak, they are at 0 degrees or at 30 degrees, or when they become combust, they tend to give good results. Thanks. Bye for now. I will also explain you how the benefics are turned into malefics, malefics become benefics, and the nature of the malefic and benefic planets, irrespective of the lordships, are very important. This is a Bhrigu principle, and you need to apply it and see it. You see that the results are good. Thanks. Bye for now.